There is a single shift in behavior that, once implemented, creates immediate acceleration in results. It's not dramatic, it's not complicated, but it is rare. It is this stop touching things twice. That one habit separates those who move forward from those who stay stuck. Every time something is revisited, reanalyzed, or rehandled, time is stolen. Energy is lost. Clarity is blurred. The habit of doing something halfway, then returning to it later, multiplies inefficiency. And inefficiency multiplies mediocrity. Look around at any area where progress feels slow. Trace it back. You will almost always find a pile of unfinished things. You'll find decisions waiting, tasks paused, conversations postponed, emails open, then closed, plans started, then abandoned. Each one is an invisible drain, a leak, a drag on your capacity to move with force. The human mind was not designed to store dozens of half-open loops. Every unfinished item sits in mental inventory. It costs clarity, it adds clutter, and it slows execution. The faster those loops are closed, the clearer your direction becomes. There is no such thing as harmless delay. Every delay creates distortion. What was once clear becomes cloudy. What was once simple now feels complicated. Not because it changed, but because you handled it twice. To touch things once is to honor time. It is to treat every task, every decision, and every action with precision. When you receive an instruction, respond immediately. When a solution appears, act on it fully. When a responsibility lands in your hands, handle it with finality. Excellence is not always about doing more. Often, it is about doing once, and doing well. The mind grows sharp when trained to act. It grows dull when trained to wait. Constant hesitation teaches the mind to distrust itself, but execution builds confidence. Each moment of decisive action reinforces identity. It teaches the brain, when we commit, we finish. That belief alone can 10x the pace of your progress. Consider this: most people don't lack the knowledge to move forward. They lack the habit of finishing. Not because they can't, but because they've trained themselves to stall. They get ready to get ready. They start, stop, and circle back. They confuse movement with momentum. But motion without completion is still a delay. Those who thrive don't revisit decisions. They don't babysit tasks. They don't make 5 plans for the same outcome. They act once with clarity and adjust only if needed. Their power comes not from speed, but from finality. They commit, they execute, they close the loop. This is not about rushing. It's about resolving. There is a difference. Slowness is not the enemy. Repetition without reason is. Touching things twice is not thoughtful. It's a form of fear. It's the fear of being wrong, the fear of doing it imperfectly, the fear of the unknown. But freedom is not found in avoiding decisions. It is found in making them. Every open loop in your life, every lingering task, every silent delay is proof of a decision that should have been finished the first time. Don't read that message twice. Answer it. Don't think about cleaning the room. Clean it. Don't schedule the call. Make it. Don't draft the plan. Execute it. Stop writing things down just to revisit them. Start resolving them. One clear move forward is worth more than 100 circling thoughts. The habit of finality sharpens focus. It builds momentum. It creates trust within yourself and with others. People begin to see you as reliable, as clear, as decisive. And most importantly, you begin to see yourself that way. That identity compounds. High performers aren't juggling more. They are finishing faster. Every task you carry in your mind without completing takes mental bandwidth. When you reduce open tabs, everything else becomes lighter, more focused, more aligned. The body follows what the mind believes is urgent. And when the mind is full of half-finished things, nothing feels urgent, so nothing moves. Touching things twice is a luxury you cannot afford if growth is the goal. Train yourself to close the loop immediately. Make it instinctive. If something can be done in 2 minutes or less, do it now. If a decision can be made with the information in front of you, decide now. If a conversation needs to be had, stop rehearsing and start speaking. This habit eliminates clutter mentally, emotionally, and practically. Mastery is not found in multitasking. It is found in the ability to decide. Then do. Then move on. Let this be the habit that redefines your pace. No hesitation, no return, no delay. Just clarity, action, and resolution. Handle things once. That's the habit that separates acceleration from stagnation. It's the gate between wishing and winning. Let others circle around the same tasks. Let others wait for the perfect time. Let others hold off. Put it off, think it over. You finish what's in your hand. Don't touch it twice. If you wait for the right feeling to act, you'll rarely act. If you wait for motivation, momentum will remain out of reach. If you wait to feel ready, you've already lost the advantage. Discipline is not emotional. Discipline is structural. It is not born in inspiration. It is born in decision. When the alarm rings, it doesn't ask how you feel. It asks who you've decided to be. The difference between those who produce consistently and those who remain inconsistent is not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It is the quiet, daily decision to honor the structure, not the mood. Most people let feelings lead. And feelings are fickle. They rise and fall with circumstance. They change with the weather. They shift with comfort. But those who build a life of impact understand something deeper structure leads, emotions follow. Discipline doesn't care about convenience. It's not here to make you feel good. It's here to make you grow. And growth never feels easy when it's real. To practice discipline is to choose to do what must be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is not loud. It's not flashy. It's not in social posts or daily declarations. It's in getting up even when it's dark. It's in showing up even when no one else does. It's in working when you're tired, pushing when you're stretched, deciding when you're uncertain. Discipline doesn't wait for conditions. It creates them. Every day presents a decision. Will today be built on impulse or on intention? Those who act from impulse are inconsistent. They start strong, but stop early. They move fast, but quit quickly. They live by energy, not by commitment. But those who act from intention are relentless. They execute regardless of emotion. They move whether or not they feel powerful. They understand that every day doesn't have to feel good. It just has to be honored. If your commitment only lasts when it's easy, then it's not commitment, it's convenience. The real difference begins when the feelings fade. The days you don't feel like showing up are the exact days you must show up, not because the results will come instantly, but because every act of discipline builds identity. Every time you do the hard thing anyway, you're shaping who you are. You're forming the version of yourself that finishes, that persists, that outlasts. Discipline is the practice of becoming trustworthy with your time, with your energy, with your calling. And it is a practice, not a one-time decision. You will not always get it right, but the habit must be built. The system must be in place. The structure must be stronger than the storm. Build discipline into your calendar, into your morning, into your commitments. Don't leave your day to chance. Don't let the winds of distraction direct your focus. Time will pass anyway. The only question is, did you command it or did you waste it? When discipline is weak, even small distractions become major detours. But when discipline is strong, even chaos becomes irrelevant because the person of discipline decides once and honors that decision daily. Discipline will ask you to say no when others say yes. It will ask you to rest when it's easier to quit. It will ask you to train when no one else is watching. And in return, it will give you everything. Focus, momentum, freedom, growth. Not all at once, but all in time. The person who walks in discipline is not faster. They're simply uninterrupted. They move with intention. They waste no effort. They lose no motion. Success does not belong to those who feel inspired. It belongs to those who execute without excuse. So shift the mindset. Stop seeking emotional readiness. Stop waiting to feel passionate. Start building habits that don't require permission from your emotions. Because once discipline is in place, results are no longer tied to moods. Discipline makes you dependable, not just to others, but to yourself. And the moment you can trust yourself to follow through, momentum becomes unstoppable. There will always be easier paths, quieter days, more comfortable options, but none of them will multiply your life the way discipline does. Choose structure, choose intention, choose forward motion, no matter the mood, because discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It is the foundation of it. Excellence is not created by ambition. It's sustained by standards. Your life, your outcomes, your daily environment, all of it is a direct reflection of what you tolerate. Not what you want, not what you hope, not what you talk about, what you allow. If you tolerate delay, you'll live in delay. If you tolerate excuses, you'll be surrounded by excuses. If you tolerate chaos, your life will remain unstable no matter how hard you work. The truth is this: your results rise to the level of your standards and fall to the level of your tolerance. Until you decide to raise what you expect and lower what you accept, progress will always feel out of reach. The mind adapts to what's familiar. So when you allow mediocrity long enough, you stop recognizing it. It starts to look normal. The missed deadlines, the broken commitments, the disorganized space, the distracted days, it all blends in until you no longer even question it. But the moment you raise your standards, everything around you begins to shift. People adjust, priorities adjust. Behavior adjusts because new standards demand new outcomes. There's no need to shout, argue, or explain. Change doesn't require noise. It requires clarity and consistency. Start with yourself. Don't accept what drains you. Don't allow what weakens you. Don't excuse what distracts you. Start noticing the small compromises that have built your current ceiling. You say you value discipline, but do you tolerate inconsistency in your routine? You say you want excellence, but do you let yourself slide with half effort when no one's watching? You say you desire growth, but do you allow people in your life who belittle your progress? What you tolerate becomes your teacher, and what you refuse to tolerate becomes your transformation. There is no neutral ground. Every action either reinforces your standard or erodes it. Raising your standards means choosing alignment over approval. It means you're no longer available for conversations that go nowhere. You no longer accept energy that pulls you backward. You no longer entertain options that waste your time. This doesn't make you harsh. It makes you wise. To elevate what you tolerate is to honor your calling, not just your comfort. It's the moment when you stop negotiating with average. You don't have to argue with people who don't meet your standard. You simply stop lowering yours to match theirs. This applies to your habits, your words, your environment, your circle. If you constantly have to remind yourself to get serious, then your environment isn't helping you. It's holding you. Standards are silent systems. They direct behavior without force. They create momentum without motivation. If excellence is your goal, then alignment must become your lifestyle. That means setting boundaries and enforcing them, not out of pride, out of purpose. Because without boundaries, everything gets in, every distraction, every excuse, every detour. And when everything gets in, your life becomes cluttered, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Clarity comes from discipline. Power comes from alignment. Raise the level of what you require from yourself. Don't just write to-do lists, complete them. Don't just block time, honor it. Don't just plan, execute. If you're surrounded by those who tolerate low standards, you'll slowly lower yours to match. Not because you want to, but because repetition normalizes behavior. Be bold enough to stand alone if that's what excellence requires. Your future is too valuable to be bargained with comfort. Make it clear late is unacceptable. Laziness is non-negotiable. Disorder is not an option. That clarity simplifies life. It filters out what doesn't fit. It calls in what does. You'll begin to attract people who respect time, who show up ready, who speak with intention, who think long-term, because high standards repel low commitment. Don't wait for others to adjust their energy. Set the bar, then rise to meet it yourself daily. You were not created for tolerating cycles. You were built for commanding order. And that command starts with the moment you say, I'm done living under this ceiling. Not one day, not next month. Now, raise your standard, and your energy will match it. Raise your standard, and your relationships will shift. Raise your standard, and your focus will deepen. Raise your standard, and your outcomes will multiply. The moment you refuse to tolerate distraction, confusion, or indecision, your path becomes clear. And when your path is clear, speed becomes inevitable. Until you take full ownership of your life, your growth will always be conditional. Conditional on how others treat you. Conditional on your past. Conditional on what happens to you instead of what happens through you. Ownership is the final shift that multiplies every result. Because ownership changes how you respond, and how you respond determines what you receive. There is no breakthrough without full responsibility. Not partial, not emotional, total ownership. This means you stop outsourcing the reason for where you are. No more blaming, no more pointing, no more waiting for someone to come change the system. You are the system. You are the reason it's moving, or the reason it's stuck. You are the reason it's growing, or the reason it's declining. And the moment you accept that, everything becomes possible. Ownership is not about guilt. It's not about taking the fall for things you didn't control. It's about refusing to live in reaction mode. It's about stepping into full responsibility for your attitude, your direction, and your discipline. You don't have control over everything, but you do have control over how you lead yourself. And the way you lead yourself determines how life responds to you. If your money is disorganized, own it. If your body is weak, own it. If your schedule is chaotic, own it. If your mind is distracted, own it. If your life is filled with excuses, own that too. Ownership doesn't beat you down. It builds you up, because once you own it, you can change it. Nothing changes until it's claimed. You cannot fix what you pretend isn't broken. You cannot rise while rehearsing blame. People stay stuck because ownership is uncomfortable. It exposes where they've been passive. It demands action. It eliminates the luxury of victimhood. But that's exactly why it's powerful. The person who takes ownership is no longer waiting for someone to rescue them. They've stopped asking for permission. They've stopped waiting for ideal timing. They've stopped expecting the system to favor them. They become their own system, their own force, their own solution. That's when life begins to respond differently. That's when doors open, not because they were lucky, but because they were ready. Responsibility always precedes reward. The more you own, the more control you gain. The more control you gain, the faster you grow. The faster you grow, the more equipped you become to carry greater things. Your destiny will never be built on borrowed accountability. If you blame others for where you are, you'll always need others to move you forward. That's not freedom. That's captivity. Responsibility is strength. It clarifies your direction. It organizes your energy. It removes distraction. It silences the voice of complaint. You don't have to like where you are, but you must own it if you want to leave it. Stop saying they should. Start asking, what can I do now? Stop waiting for the world to be more fair. Start becoming more focused, more disciplined, more aligned. Because when you own everything, your calendar, your habits, your thoughts, your words, your health, your output, you don't just react to life. You begin to direct it. Ownership means nothing is beneath you. You take care of small details. You clean up what others ignore. You show up fully even when no one else is watching. You lead when there's no applause. You follow through when it's uncomfortable. That's the kind of person who multiplies results. That's the kind of person who becomes trusted. First by themselves, then by others, then by life itself. Because trust is built on responsibility, and responsibility is built on ownership. No one can do this for you. No one can raise your standards, impose discipline, or force alignment. It starts with you, and it stays with you. You can either keep explaining why it's not your fault, or you can take command and make it your future. But you can't do both. If something is broken, fix it. If something is delayed, move it. If something is missing, build it. If something is unclear, clarify it. Own the entire space you stand in and then expand it. That's the path forward. Now act. Don't sit in agreement, move in alignment. This isn't about feeling powerful. It's about becoming powerful through action. Take one task, finish it completely. Choose one discipline. Lock it in. Identify one low standard. Raise it today. Find one area you've blamed others and take ownership. Stop touching things twice. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop tolerating mediocrity. Start owning every result in your life, good or bad, and watch how quickly your outcomes change. One habit, 4 shifts, unlimited momentum. You don't need more potential. You need more responsibility. The power was always yours. Now use it.